It's almost finished. Hey, Sissy.
Are we actually live? I don't even know.
Hey, Sissy.
Question mark.
Misschien is de streamkey veranderd.
Hey.
Live.
Live?
Excellent connection.
Okay.
Where's the preview? Hey, preview.
So we are live, right?
Hey, it's Ian.
Now we need to show.
Really? I thought now we needed to open our PowerPoint.
Nah.
Oh, one person watching, that's not us. I swear that's not us.
I'm not watching though.
Nice. Look, you can see a thumbnail of Ian.
Oh no, not this thumbnail. Not like this.
Ian, you became what we swore to destroy.
A thumbnail?
Yes. One of those.
Does this work?
One of those cringe thumbnails. I can't believe you've done this.
I'm a thumbnail, oh no.
Oh no, I can't believe you resorted to this.
Oh shit.
The random person thumbnail. I can't believe you do this.
I still don't have a chat box. Guess I'll just delete it.
Hey, it's Dylan. I mean, it's Rio Mara.
Okay.
I totally don't know who Rio Mara is.
Hey Jimmy, what are we gonna do today?
I don't know. Why am I here?
I don't know.
Are we doing our instant noodle review?
Yeah. Okay. So, I finally woke up. Oh no.
About that.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that. Okay. So, maybe some of you have watched IanTCG talks before, and I think we're going to make a slight change. Hey, there is a chat box. What?
I thought you deleted.
Why is there a chat box after I deleted it?
Are you tilted?
Ah, I'm so tilted.
You didn't delete it. It's there.
It looks good though. So
it says chat box.
It's whatever, you know.
This is better than I expected it to be.
Yeah, this is way better than I expected.
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Anyway, so some people have watched it before, and we've always historically talked about Weißschwarz since we were originally a Weißschwarz channel.
That's true.
And kinda wanna change that up now since we're supporting multiple games, right? So I kind of want to have like IanTCG talks as something more general, something for a broader audience, for like all of our games, and want to expand or like make a new kind of talks, like Weiss talks or something for Weiss, and then final talks for Final Fantasy or something like that.
Wow.
Final talks, flash talks.
Wow.
Flashland talks.
I think we might get banned if you use flash talks.
Flash talks. We're talking about flash.
I'm pretty sure that's not an appropriate topic. But okay, sure.
Okay.
It's samurai.
Oh no.
This is great. I'm having a great time.
I didn't put a chat box on other screens yet. Oops.
Goodbye, chat box. It was nice knowing you.
But for now, I guess let's talk about the current topic list.
Right, so a lot happened since we last had IanTCG talks, and we have a lot scheduled for the upcoming weeks, even, I guess. Weeks or months, you could say.
We're getting a lot of opportunities to organize fun tournaments.
Yeah, which is great. I think not all the events, but for example, the Final Fantasy tournament and the upcoming Midspring Tournament, we think have really nice prize pools, especially for free events.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how many prizes we can give away just for free.
Yeah.
Kind of sick.
If you haven't signed up, yet, go do so.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you to do that later as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the Final Fantasy events from last week.
Yeah, sick mouse control.
Yeah.
Yeah, so last week we held an Opus 13 release event, which was sealed. Like you build a deck out of nine sealed boosters.
Yeah. So
yeah.
like these pre-kits there.
Yeah,
people could pre-order like pre-kits like these.
Yeah, it's a pre-release kit that has 9 boosters and a specific promo that you can only get here.
And sleeves.
So that's a nice way to do it. The reason we made it a release event instead of a pre-release event so that we could get everything out in time, basically.
Yeah. We basically shipped this to everyone at home.
It was an online webcam event on our Discord, and I think everyone had a good time in general.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's nice to be able to play with cards instead of playing on Octagon or Tabletop or whatever.
It was kind of crazy how we had like 21 prizes for 17 participants.
When you have too many prizes and not enough participants,
we had to roll a wheel fortune. Like we had to roll a wheel.
Yeah, we had a complete wheel
per person,
but we didn't have enough people to win the prizes, so we started again.
Yeah, so rather than usually you would like put a name on the wheel of a person that wins, right?
Yeah.
And then for each prize you would roll the wheel, but instead we put the prizes on the wheel because everyone could win the prize anyway.
Yeah,
it was kind of funny.
So everyone won something. That's really cool, I think.
Mm-hmm. It was really sick.
Not guaranteeing that will happen for every event in the future, but I hope so. Should have joined.
Yeah, I should have joined. We could have even had more prizes if more people joined. So
yeah, we had
definitely even more sick.
We could have gotten an extra booster box of Opus 13 if we had 32 or more participants, but it didn't happen this time. Maybe for Opus 14.
Hopefully next time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, talking about next time. Wow, smooth.
Wow, you're so good at this, Ian.
Super smooth.
Incredible transitions.
Oh, even full screen.
Wow! Wow, we're blocking Ian's collar.
Not my collar. I'm not wearing a collar today, so it's fine.
Well, they can't see that on the picture because you're blocking it.
No, they can't see me on the picture.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, Midspring Tournament.
So I think this has a lot of the same things going for it as the Final Fantasy event, except that now it's for Weiss and Vanguard, basically.
And it's not sealed this time around.
Yes. So for Weiss, it's Neo Standard English, and for Vanguard, it's Standard English. So it's not a sealed format. You can bring your own deck and play, which you maybe didn't do in a while. Well, which you could have done for Weiss if you played in our locals, Kappa.
Wow, what a nice picture! I totally agree.
Wow, I wonder who made this picture.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was the moment to show.
Oh, me.
Oh, you're fucking toxic. Ian didn't make this picture. Dylan made this picture.
Thanks, Dylan. Much appreciated.
You're toxic, Ian.
It looks beautiful.
But yeah, so it will be a webcam tournament, so you can play with your actual cards, which I think is a great feature. I love playing with cardboard. It will have a good prize pool, I think. We did get a bit more for Vanguard than for Weiss, which is fortunate or unfortunate, depending the way you look at it. But
more prizes.
The ReZero box is pretty nice, I would say. Where is the ReZero box? Bring the ReZero box.
I don't know. Wait, we did show before with all the prizes, right? Somewhere on Facebook and stuff.
I made a shill on Global. Where's the ReZero box?
Wait,
where's the ReZero box?
So this is our current box with prizes. I think the ReZero box got buried here.
Oh, we buried the ReZero box. Look. Wait, where am I looking? Look. It's the ReZero box.
And there's tons of sleeves.
Sales outside Japan only, Ian.
And there's tons of sleeves.
You need more hands, don't you? But I think it's pretty funny to watch you suffer with this. So I'm not going to help you.
Can you put the ReZero box back?
No.
Oh, there's more tons of sleeves for Weiss still.
Oh, aside from this ReZero box, there's also Mob Psycho box and the Madoka box, but those aren't here at the moment. Ian ate them.
Yeah, I was hungry.
It happens. Yeah, I think the older Weiss boxes are getting increasingly hard to find.
Especially ReZero is like impossible to find right now. So
ReZero is a pretty popular anime slash set. So.
And I believe if we get more participants, like more than 50 or more than starting at more than 50, right? We get more prizes.
Yes, I don't want to be too specific about the numbers, but
yeah,
if we get a lot of participants, there may be more boxes.
So invite all of your friends for a tournament. It's insane.
If you have friends.
Yeah, if you have friends.
I don't have friends, so else I would invite them.
And then we have like all of these
Vanguard boxes.
And we're still getting more in as well.
These Vanguard boxes are kind of cute, honestly.
You're kind of cute, honestly.
That's
not very honest, to be honest.
Yeah, you're lying. It's fine to lie, Ian. It happens.
More boxes, lots of dust.
I remember you washing your hands the first time we got these. Because they're dusty. It's funny.
And a ton of sleeves.
Hold all the sleeves, Ian. Have fun with that.
I can't hold them all, man. It's like...
Oh, we have a table? I love tables.
Yeah, it's a real table.
Fantastic.
You don't need a tabletop simulator.
Restoration.
Oh, these sleeves. Everything for giveaways.
Okay, let's get this back in here before everything gets messed up.
Yeah. Anyway, so most of these prizes will be given away through raffles and such.
Right, we did reserve something for first and second, since I think that makes sense if you're playing such a long tournament with a top cut. But a lot of the prizes will be raffled away randomly, so
just feel free to join. Like, even if you don't have a good deck or something, just join.
You can just join for fun. You don't have to play the best deck possible.
You might get free prizes.
Would you love free prizes?
I love winning.
Can I play?
No. Was there anything else we needed to mention?
Does anyone want to run this IanTCG store so I can play in tournaments instead? I'll pay you.
Funny.
To take my stake. But is there anything else we should say? Well, you can see on screen that it's on April, the 11th of April.
Yeah, I think the description to our Discord channel is in, or a link to our Discord channel is in the description. I don't think I added a link to the tournament, and that would have been a smart idea, probably.
No, you're not a smart guy, so it happens.
Yeah, sometimes happens.
It's okay, Ian. Don't worry about it.
Maybe I'll add it later.
Someone in chat's gonna post this link. Wait, doesn't Twitch block that?
No, this is not Twitch, so it's fine.
Oh, this is YouTube. Oh, that's great.
It also is basically based on a mod bot. So if you don't run that bot, it doesn't get blocked. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to want to get famous links.
Do you want to get famous?
No. I hate getting famous, Jimmy.
Same, to be honest.
I think that's pretty much it for the Midspring Tournament, right? Unless anyone has questions, of course.
We also have a lot of judges who are helping us for this tournament.
Yeah. Help us out. Get us a lot of participants.
Yeah.
Help, please. Help.
You might get DQ'd by Kun Cheng himself. Isn't that great?
Wow.
That sounds pretty great to me.
Doesn't this make you want to join?
Yeah, but I can't because you literally just told me I can't play in this turn. But whatever, Ian. Whatever, you're toxic.
I'm toxic.
Okay, let's get on with the next topic, Ian.
What's the next topic, Jimmy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if there's any Flesh and Blood viewers at the moment, but
maybe there's some in the future.
Yeah, people can watch this later.
And for people in the future, LSS, I guess LSS has assigned us a pre-release event, so we get to hold a pre-release event. This is not for every store, so we're pretty happy that we get to do this.
And we can support up to 32 participants, right?
Yes, I believe that's already confirmed.
Can I DQ?
Can I DQ Kun from being judged? I don't think so.
You can try.
You can try though. Yeah, you can definitely try. Yeah, so this pre-release event will play sealed, also on webcam. We really love webcams.
Mm-hmm.
Insert funny jokes here. And you'll get 6 boosters of Monarch First Edition, as well as 2. I don't know if they're cold foil. I think they're cold foil.
Cold foil promos. Yeah.
So as well as 2, probably cold foil promos, the light and the dark one. And this is a big deal because Monarch First Edition boxes are basically sold out everywhere.
Coppa.
Or it's really hard to buy them at this point.
I don't think people sell them at pre-orders at the moment. Like, Channel Fireball's all sold out, etc.
Yeah. I think all the big retailers, well, not all of them, but a lot of the big retailers are also sold out of this. So it's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm. It's also a pretty good place to start Flesh and Blood, I think. I think Sealed is pretty fun to start with, and you'll have we'll probably do the same kind of pools in which you can build your decks and such. So you can always ask other people for advice while you're building your deck. And you have the chance to pull cold foils, which is great.
And cold foil?
We have cold foils?
I just packed some.
Oh, we have Shiana.
We shipped that.
Oh, we don't have a Shiana. How lucky.
It's a bit hard to show on camera anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So, basically cold foils are exclusive to first edition boxes and promos. And so they're pretty hard to get and they're getting pretty expensive.
They're pretty stonks.
Depending on which one you have. They're pretty stonks, as Ian says. I mean, well, we'll talk about that later as well, I guess. But basically, cold foils is expensive. It's good. It's good if you have them. Papa.
I think all we can really tell is that it will be €30 for entry.
Yeah.
And we would ship the boosters as soon as possible to you. We do not know if we can actually get them in time everywhere, though. So we'll have to see for that.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but I'm sure that they thought about this. I hope.
Yeah, maybe. I hope.
Maybe.
Otherwise, only people from the Netherlands or something would be able to join, which is also kind of okay or so. But it would be nice if we could have everyone in Europe joining.
Yeah.
Next up, price guides.
Ian's favorite topic. Well, maybe Weiss Schwartz's favorite topic in general lately.
Yeah. So, especially in Weiss Schwartz, recently our biggest price guide died. Or quit. It's not really dying if they voluntarily chose to quit, right?
Yes.
But yeah. Everyone has always been using JKTCG as a price guide for Weiss, and honestly, it's really hard to compete in Europe with JKTCG prices. So we have always been trying to price our cards in a way that is kind of fair for Europe. So you know that the European product is a lot more expensive than US product due to stuff like VAT and I think also a higher cost of to purchase it from a distributor.
Yeah, but the big reason is basically the tax, I guess.
21% tax is a lot. And it actually has never really been worth it to buy boxes because of that. Because you buy a box for €80, you get $65 of EV out of it. And it just feels bad or something.
Yeah, I think we've also noticed we don't sell that many booster boxes, even though we've had them available on our website in the pre-order period.
Yeah,
and I think they're quote unquote pretty cheap.
Yeah,
for European standards, I think we're pretty cheap. But it's just the thing that if you're very likely to pull less worth of cards out of boxes, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't buy boxes.
Mm-hmm. So personally, I would think having specifically a European price guide would make a lot more sense than following, for example, some American price guide and then doing USD conversion to euro because that's how it works or something. serves for very unfair pricing in a way. Like, also, stores have a lot of trouble with like supporting your game if you don't buy boxes, right?
Right. I think I've seen even American LGSs comment this. Like, oh, how am I supposed to sell my booster box at $75 if I can buy it, or if anyone can buy it online for like 65
Yeah,
or less?
it's kind of stupid. So I felt like having JKTCG as a price guide for Europe actually never really made sense. It was really, really hard to compete with that, and it's really hard to pull your value out of boxes like that.
Yeah. But alternatively, it did make it quote unquote easier to get in the game if the singles prices are lower.
It made it more available for Europeans, especially. But then again,
But someone loses.
yeah, it also made it impossible for it to become more available within Europe because
Right. That does make sense.
people can't compete with that.
That does make sense.
So it's been hard. It's also been hard for us, right?
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, yeah, we list our play sets at like, what are they, 340 to 360 depending on when. At some point they were even 320, I guess, for some sets.
Yeah, for specifically daily life.
Yeah, but for us, this is not even necessarily a price point where we're like raking in a lot of cash, right?
No.
In fact, this price point, hi, please cut your hair, Ian. In fact, this price point more often than not resulted in like a break-even situation at
or
best.
Minus. Yeah.
At best, if we sold everything, and then FGO is kind of an example because SP prices kind of went through the roof for some reason. But in general,
if they sell,
it meant we needed to cover a decent amount of foils, or like sell a decent amount of foils in order to make up for this, which doesn't always happen. So even at our quote-unquote expensive playset prices, it's not that easy to sell. Well, what am I trying to say here? Actually,
we're not making a lot of profit out of it. We're mostly even like negging out of wise, for example. But yeah, except for daily life, I guess. Daily life was also crazy.
Yeah, but daily life was not really a normal set. Which, yeah, we'll cover more of that in the next topic, I guess. But
yeah, it's also like we kind of want to keep it open for most TCGs here, right? So we're not really planning to talk a lot about specific sets. But more specifically, like other games, for example, would use TCG Player or
a card market.
Card market works because it's Europe, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about TCG Player for a bit, I guess. For the pizza Pringles.
Okay, you could talk about TCG Player.
So, as you might or might not have seen, TCG Player is a very competitive price guide.
Hey, look, I'm showing pizza Pringles while Ian discusses this interesting topic.
Look, it's pizza Pringles. But some prices really go like super, super low on TCG Player. It's kind of stupid sometimes.
And it works both ways. Sometimes they go super, super high.
Yeah, sometimes they also go super, super high. And I think it's kind of funny because, like, especially in Flesh and Blood, we see prices mostly go up for Unlimited on TCG Player. And for Wise, we see prices of very, how do you call it? Unpopular, not specifically unpopular, but like high supply, low demand sets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, Mob Psycho 100 or Konosuba Movie or something. Those went like all the way through the floor, basically. But yeah, it feels super competitive there, and it's also like one reason why people don't really like it much as a price guide, because it's so unstable.
Right.
So people somehow prefer JKTCG as a price guide, even though Mob Psycho was like twice as expensive there, or not Mob Psycho, Konosuba Movie or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels a lot like a TCG player. It's a lot more volatile, or you can snowball it pretty easily.
You can buy it out, and then suddenly the market price is higher.
You could do that.
Funny. It only works if there's not a lot of stock, though.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. For example, I think at some point the Konosuba Crimson double Rs went to like $2 to $6.
The playset was like €80.
Even for like the good ones. And Konosuba Legend of Crimson is not a bad set.
It was super high supply though.
It's actually a pretty good set. And you play a decent amount of cards in the meta decks, even now.
You can even play with a standalone.
Yeah. But the supply was just so high that some sellers, I think, just started dumping all their supply because they didn't want to be stuck with it.
And I feel like that's also kind of a common trend in Weiss in general. That a lot of stores at some point just start to dump. But I'm not sure if it's correct to do. Their choice, I guess. Because in the end, it's a limited product, right? So at some point, demand grows and supply runs out.
Yeah, I just feel like selling your stock at such a low price doesn't make any sense as compared to just holding it.
Diamond hands.
Love diamond hands. I do not have any GameStop stocks, by the way. Is there anything else we should say about price guides? So I think before we started the stream, I mentioned card market, and Ian said, like, card market works if you have enough flow of cards.
Yeah.
Like enough cards actually selling or being offered on the platform and then selling.
Yeah. So for example, for Weiss, I think card market is terrible.
Right. Because there's actually no supply on card market, or almost none.
I don't really know why people aren't specifically selling, like, players. Because it kind of makes sense to list your cards if you don't use them, right? I mean, I think it's a lot of hassle, personally, to ship cards. But now I have a store, so now I'm shipping cards daily.
Idiot.
But yeah. I'm not really sure why people aren't selling as much as they could be. Like, other games, they would also just sell cards, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like it makes a lot of sense to just put your cards on there, like to put your extras on there and sell them. But I don't know. Maybe shipping is too high or something.
I think even Europeans like to post their singles on like Global or something, or some Facebook group, basically.
I feel like it would be more healthy for the game if there was more of a flow of cards within Europe rather than exporting and importing and stuff. But yeah, kind of tough to push something to be healthy for a game, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think there should be more cards on card market, and I'm not exactly sure why.
I think it's also because a lot of people don't buy boxes at the moment.
Also, they don't have a lot of spare singles.
Yeah, everyone just buys playsets.
That may be a reason, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We didn't put it up as a topic, but I think playsets in general are just very hard for the local economy. I'm not even sure if I want to continue it here.
This is interesting, right? Because I think I saw some people mention like playsets are like the only saving grace from like singles prices skyrocketing, you know?
However, playsets make it so that you won't support your store like in any way.
Except for buying the playset.
No, because the store, you don't buy a playset from a store. You buy a playset from some kind of, I don't know, a backpack seller online or something, or IanTCG.com. Buy them now.
No, very, very good, Ian. Very good. You're getting very good at this.
But yeah, your local game store doesn't sell playsets in general.
Except us.
Except IanTCG.com.
Oh god. This turned into a shill.
But
This is not what this was supposed to be.
But they are organizing all of the tournaments for you. They are, or maybe not anymore, but like
maybe not anymore.
they are supposed to.
They're supposed to hold tournaments.
Like they're enabling the game for you, so there needs to be some kind of compensation for it, you know. Otherwise, they will just be like, yeah, why are we putting effort into this game?
Right. I think that is a valid point.
So, yeah, I don't know. I'm very on the edge about playsets, and I think the best way to support playsets or to support stores is by like having singles more available, so that buying boxes doesn't mean that you would need to import from US to get your singles all the way. And if you're importing from the US anyway, you might as well just import a full playset, stuff like that. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I think buying boxes should be more attractive.
Yeah. And
there's like two ways you can make buying boxes more attractive.
It's either by making singles worth more somehow.
Either you make what you get out of the box worth more, or you make the box cost less. Which we try to do.
Yeah, but
we're limited in how far we can go.
At some point, if we would go cheaper, right? That doesn't really matter, because like the stores that are selling the boxes,
right,
would still like be at a disadvantage there.
Right.
Because they need to cover like more costs. They need to cover. I guess we also need to cover rent, but yeah, they need to cover like their own rent, their like risk of investment and such.
Yeah.
I think our risk within Wise is a little bit lower because we specialize in Wise, so people would come to us for Wise in general.
Right.
Well, that store specifically is like, should I buy one box? Should I buy 4 boxes? Should I buy? They generally wouldn't buy a case. That's just probably minus usually.
Right. I think it's a hard situation for your local game store because they're expected to stock most, if not all, the sets just in case someone wants it, right?
Yeah, but does it sell?
And then there's this additional problem in White Choice that all the sets, or not all the sets, but a lot of the sets you can't play with each other. So you're not interested in all the sets, generally.
Card market depends a certain cut you have to calculate in when pricing your cards. It's 5%. It's like
it's comparable to PayPal fees.
It's the same as PayPal fees, basically. It's like really irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant, but it's not a bigger deal than PayPal fees, I think.
No, we're actually also considering to just put our cards on Card Market because otherwise people would buy it on our website. They would pay credit card fees or transaction fees for purchasing through PayPal, through credit card, through whatever currency conversions and stuff. So it might even be worth it for us, even though we have our own web store, to just sell on Card Market.
Yeah, I think that's a trend you've seen a lot in other games, like Magic the Gathering. I feel like a lot of the bigger Magic the Gathering sellers just don't have their own website and they just put it all on Card Market because it's not that high of a cost and it's like free advertisement when someone's looking for this specific card, right?
Yeah.
They don't wanna, well, don't wanna is maybe a hard thing to say, but it's much easier when your site or your sold item is there with all the other ones.
I honestly would not want to start a web shop for Magic specifically. Like, imagine how hard it is to get a name there with all the existing stores there. That sounds like impossible to me. Putting a bit of stuff on Card Market would be good for advertising your store. Yes, it would be, but we have some issues with stock keeping. Like,
yeah, that's the biggest problem we had. That we would have to like do double administration almost.
it's not even administration. Yeah, like yeah.
Like double adding stock,
Ex-
removing from the other side the stock,
Yeah.
adding stuff to our administration from 2 sources instead of 1.
I believe it will be possible at some point, but I really need to spend time on implementing something with the card market API and all that. And honestly, I don't really have had time for that so far, but I think we will do it in the near future.
Yeah, maybe at some point it's worth doing.
I think also if card market gets a little bit more exposure for Wise specifically, it might be good for the entire economy in general, for the entire Wise economy.
Right.
I mean, right now only cards also lists everything there, so
Yeah.
people tend to watch card market a little bit sometimes.
Was there something else we needed to cover about price guides?
Oh, so we covered Wise now for card market.
All right.
I think for other games, card market kind of works because people actually list things.
Yeah, I think for Final Fantasy, TCG people like to list their cards a lot. However, there is a problem which is similar to Wise when the stock runs out. At some point, the stock on like super popular cards does run out, and then you're forced to go like back to the other websites.
But that's the issue with all price guides, right?
Yeah.
So when our stock runs out, you can also like I mean I sometimes update prices even though they're out of stock, but it's less reliable because there's no real incentive to update the prices.
Yeah. I'm not sure how well it works for Vanguard. I believe for Flesh and Blood would work very well.
I think it would work great, but I think you're currently having some issues with implementing it or something. I think it's still coming though.
Yeah, could be.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I guess.
So finally, there's the limited print run products. So I think our current audience would mostly like talking about data life.
Right. Okay.
So,
but this topic can be expanded into other games as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, about data life.
Reprints, XD.
Yes, most people have probably seen, or maybe if you've not seen it, Data Life is like this super popular set, and people, I believe, some sellers have sold play sets without having their pre-orders in time, and then they get shorted by their distributor. They're like, you don't have Data Life because there's like 20 other people that tried to do what you did, but
yeah. And
then this caused like this incredible run on Data Life playsets and foils for a while. I think at some point playsets were up to like 500-600 from their normal like 340, 50, 60 range.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty crazy. And apparently even Bushiroad noticed this and they're like, maybe $600 playsets on a set that released a week ago isn't the best thing.
Yeah, maybe $2,400 for a case like 3 days after release isn't the best thing either.
Maybe we should print some more.
Yeah.
And we also got this, well, not offer, but like this statement that Bushiroad was considering reprinting Data Life.
I think it's actually really fast. It's been less than a week since, or it's been exactly a week since it released. That's actually really fast to do something like this, right?
Yeah, and I think that shows like how big this situation was.
Yeah, or how involved they are in this situation, I suppose.
And yeah, like we also got the opportunity to place pre-orders for a reprint, which should be happening, I believe,
in August.
It's not confirmed, but I think it's in August.
I think it's confirmed in August already.
I think it was to be confirmed next week, but I think it's pretty likely it's going to be in August.
But White Schwartz in general is just like all limited print run products, right?
Yeah, so this is actually a pretty interesting thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bushiroad notices, oh, maybe we made an error in estimating the pre-orders, or maybe we didn't get enough pre-orders in time,
Mm-hmm.
and there is a demand for more product.
I mean, it's always been super tight, though.
It's always been super tight, but I don't know what made the situation so extreme. I guess it's because JKTCG is also didn't price Data Live.
Yeah, partially. Also, like, cards became a lot less accessible because of JKTCG leaving, right?
Yeah.
At least in Europe, everyone would just order from JKTCG and then be like, okay, we got our deck together or something.
Right. There was also the situation they sold out of playsets pretty early, I think. And that's when people started looking elsewhere.
That's when people started buying it at our store. Funny.
Yeah,
not JK.
sure.
Some people already ordered it in advance, and we really appreciate that.
But basically, the fact that they're willing to do a reprint is pretty interesting, and probably a good sign.
Mm-hmm. I think it's good for the game in general. I think a lot of old sets are just yeah, they ran out.
Yeah,
they're hella expensive now.
I don't know if they can do something about that. I don't know exactly what kind of deal Bushiroad has, like with the intellectual property and when they can print something, when they can sell something.
But especially because of that intellectual property thing, doesn't it make sense to keep like some extra stock back in your office or something?
I don't know.
Like, not in your office, but like in some storage place.
Maybe they have extra stock somewhere in their office. I don't know.
And they should release it.
I don't know. Right? But
it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but
I would imagine they're just not allowed to sell until or after a certain time.
But who wouldn't be allowed to sell? Bushiroad specifically?
Probably Bushiroad to distributors.
Interesting. If that's the case,
because you can't stop a store from selling this box stores after this date because they'll just sell it. It doesn't make sense to impose this limit on them.
Mm-hmm.
You could impose a limit of distributors selling to stores, or you could impose a limit of selling to distributors in the first place.
But if there's a limit of selling to distributors, it never makes sense to print more, right?
Yes.
So
I don't know. I don't have any information on this.
Keeping extra stock would be on the consumer. That's like the worst case scenario, in my opinion. I think if extra stock could be stored somewhere, it should be at the distributor or at the company itself, so that they can distribute it worldwide again.
Yeah. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to put this at your store.
Stores shouldn't need to take the risk of like overbuying stock just because they don't pre-order, just because they don't print more. That's just a bad experience as a store, and you always want to kind of please the stores. Otherwise, your game won't get support.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is true, but I think we're seeing a similar situation in Final Fantasy TCG, where like there's an incredible high run on Opus 11, which is like a year-old set now.
Something like that. I don't really get that one.
It's because
because of Tifa.
It's because there's 3 full art Final Fantasy 7 cards, and people have now suddenly woken up and say, "Ooh, nice Tifa card."
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone thought, "Ooh, nice Tifa card," and then suddenly there were no "Ooh, nice Tifa" cards anymore.
Wait, when did Final Fantasy 7 Remake release? Also a year ago, right?
Around the same time. I think they did that on purpose.
That's kind of sick.
So, but it also has to do with this general TCG bubble we're in, I would say. Hey, there's a Flesh and Blood Watcher.
If LSS took the route WotC has and just offered products on Amazon in waves, limited to a case per customer, it'd be better than pre-order process we have on sites now. Imagine the pre-order process of TCG Player for those pre-release kits.
That's pretty funny. I think you have to wake up at like 9 a.m. and then they release a couple, and then you have to click fast, or you don't get.
You have to be a bot.
Basically, yes. There's some people that got it, I think, but they're like, it's kind of silly. You have to like, there's like guides where you have to like set up your Apple Pay or whatever, and have like all the information pre-filled in your Chrome.
Yeah.
So you have a chance at buying.
It's so stupid. Like, this entire TCG Player thing was so stupid. But I'm glad everyone in the end got like this offer or something that they could just buy it anyway.
Oh right, I think TCG Player in the end did a nice move, and they recognized some people were like, I can never get this. I keep trying, but it doesn't work.
But it was just a shitty move in general, because like obviously they just did it to gain more traffic on their website.
Never thought about that.
Like, people need to go to that website daily.
Never thought about
just to buy that.
Hey, that's pretty sick.
That's pretty stupid.
Hey, that's pretty sick. No, that's pretty stupid.
But yeah.
Yeah, and then what I was trying to say is for Opus 11 in Final Fantasy, I believe Square had some more stock.
Mm-hmm.
And they're busy releasing it. Or that's what I've heard. That there's more Opus 11 stock coming.
Yeah.
Or they decided to print more, but that sounds pretty hard. So I don't know.
I don't think they printed
I think they kept extra stock. And they have kept extra stock for like Opus 1 till 12, I think.
They've always kept extra stock. And it's always been super convenient for stores or for distributors to just restock there.
Yeah, basically it was never hard to get any Final Fantasy products except for like Opus 1 and like now 11.
But obviously there's budget constraints, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Square's a huge company.
Square's a huge company.
So they can just do that.
WotC is a huge company. I don't think LSS is huge enough to support like lots of prints for Flesh and Blood at the moment.
Yeah, we can see they're struggling like getting enough print, I think. I think
it might be a budget problem. I don't know.
It could be.
They're also not taking a lot of profit out of their game, because most of the profit goes to other the secondary markets.
Basically the secondary market ups the price, and then LSS doesn't see much back from that, except for that their first edition print runs sell out.
But everything sells out. Yeah.
Their first edition print runs aren't that big.
First edition print runs are also probably expensive to make due to the foiling.
Yeah, we've thought that maybe the first edition is more expensive to make, and it probably makes sense. I think that kind of foiling is more expensive to order, quote unquote. And that's why it's limited, but we're not sure. And I don't know if this is public information, but first edition and unlimited product cost the same from distributors. I think that's common or open information.
I think so.
So the fact that they're offering the first edition at the same price as unlimited probably means they make even less money on them.
Mm-hmm. They have more costs
on their like most popular or highest demand product.
Which also is a reason why like it doesn't make sense to print more first edition when you can print a limited edition, like
because it's cheaper, probably.
Because it's cheaper, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense in a way to print more first edition so that everyone can be happy or something like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also still a collector's edition.
At the same time, they wanted to make their first edition like a collector's thing on purpose. Yeah. And they have now successfully achieved in doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be happy or unhappy about this, depending how you look at it.
And it's a highly sought after product now.
But
it's really cool.
They did achieve what they wanted to do. I don't know if everything that comes with this is what they wanted, but they did achieve what they wanted to do.
I also think if they up their print run for first edition a lot, it would just get bought up by scalpers or whatever you call that.
Yeah, we've discussed this before. We just think it depends on how big the pockets of the buyers are, basically. And they're probably pretty big or very big if you tell them there's quote-unquote guaranteed money for buying it at MSRP.
Yeah. We're mostly buying like unlimited stock, so like at least we're supplying like players a lot of cards because unlimited is for players, right?
Yeah.
And first edition is for collectors.
Yeah. But
So-
sadly, even like unlimited has gone up.
But like, especially first edition, I think everyone would like if you're an MTG store, you buy it. If you're like any kind of card, even any kind of local game store that just has board games or something, you should buy it. Probably.
Probably.
You should try to buy it at least. I don't know if your distributor likes it, but
Yeah.
it's just like it's just so free. It's just so free.
I think
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. What kind of makes me sad is that we've heard from another online Flesh and Blood store that they don't get that much first edition product.
Right? Or
No,
TCG.
basically FAB Hero.
Heroes. Oh, yeah.
They're not getting that much, but they have been pushing a lot of product, selling a lot of product. I don't know how you want to say this, but I think they've sold a decent amount of product.
Actually, don't really know how much they sell.
Or I think they would sell a decent amount of product. But like, the point is, I think they're only getting like. Actually, I shouldn't make any statements about their numbers, but I don't think they're getting a lot of boxes. But like, if you're like a random board game store, I think you can get more than they do.
Because you're a bigger customer at the local distributor?
No, because you're local, because you're brick and mortar.
Because you're brick and mortar, right. Brick and mortars get huge advantages.
Which, depending on how you look at it, is good or bad.
I mean, the entire idea is
I think the idea is good.
They want to have people play the game in flesh and blood, right?
Yes.
Which
I'm
is
gonna
where the
ignore
name
that you made
originates
this
from.
pun. But
No, it's not even a pun. It's actually what they said in an interview.
God.
They're the ones punning.
Okay, Ella says I forgive you for this one. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, so their point is they want to sell the product in flesh or in brick and mortar stores to have like actual players playing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Which
like,
is great.
which is a good thing.
Yeah.
However, I see like random stores that I have never seen do anything with flesh and blood, like offer flesh and blood boxes.
Yeah.
And then specifically first edition boxes.
Specifically, yeah.
And then for that situation, I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just selling these first edition boxes. I've never seen you hold any tournament, and I don't think you are going to hold any tournament. So, what's the point of this then?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, they are doing their best to manually check every store and stuff. Like, if they actually exist, if they would actually organize tournaments and stuff. I hope they will do something like checking the GEM tournament software.
I think they do.
Stores are actually holding tournaments and kicking based on that as well.
I think they did do that for the pre-release event, so maybe it's something they're looking at.
Yeah.
For the future.
Hopefully, we will see something in that direction in the future.
I'm not saying that I don't want any new stores to sell Flesh and Blood.
Yeah.
I do want a lot of Flesh and Blood stores, or a lot of brick and mortar selling Flesh and Blood, but I do want them to like do something for the community, like hold tournaments, for example.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then there's not much point, in my opinion.
It's also like, at some point they kicked onliners, like web stores, out of their allocation limits, basically, for first edition. Actually, for boxes in general?
Yeah, I think you can't buy boxes.
You're not allowed to buy boxes from a distributor as a web store anymore, at some point.
Which I don't know if they're enforcing yet. But that is what is on the supply policy at the moment.
I think in EU it's kind of like questionable, and like in US there's definitely this legacy online store limit where only legacy stores can buy unlimited product or any product.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what to think about that. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think they're just trying to sell less, maybe. Maybe they're selling too much. And might as well have it in the hands of trusted legacy stores and stuff. It just doesn't work for Europe because Europe didn't even have Flesh and Blood before that date.
Yeah, I think it was 1st of October 2020. And then the first product shipment in Europe was like end of October 2020.
It was stupid.
So if you order with the first wave, you're still after the date.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. How I feel about that. I think they're trying to cut out like these new web stores popping up and then trying to basically scalp all the boxes.
Yeah, get quick profit basically.
So which
scalpers mostly, yeah.
Which was an issue because at some point, even at this point, like some unlimited boxes are running out.
Mm-hmm.
Which is that's pretty annoying. Because not annoying, but like at some point the first set was sold out of unlimited product and it's supposed to be unlimited, so you always have access to this and the price is reasonable. Like it's a normal price. But then they ran out and like some stores started selling unlimited boxes for 100 or over 100. I think I saw even at some point. Which I don't know. That's not a good thing.
Nope.
Because these boxes they're meant for the players to open and have cards and play with them.
Yep. Like you don't want to be in the way of players. Like cards shouldn't be expensive for players. If it's expensive for collectors, okay, that's fine, I think. It's also kind of not a nice experience as collector, I guess, but usually they have deeper pockets.
And if they have a higher price, that means you're reselling them for more at some point. Mm-hmm. Maybe if you are reselling them,
it keeps more value basically.
So that's not necessarily a problem.
But for players, it's really important for cards to be like accessible and cheap, essentially.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it was really disturbing to me that at some point they even started shipping unlimited boxes from Europe to the US because they're just dry.
Yeah.
Stock.
And it's also funny because like because sealed product is just so much more expensive here.
Yeah.
Usually because of tax, and then they just ship it over from here to there. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. So you're basically paying taxes here, and it's still supposed to be good for you because there's simply no stock in the US. I thought that was kind of silly.
Yeah, it's like €80 here and then like $130 there for some reason.
I think Welcome to Wrath is now somewhat restored in stock.
I think
the US still has some issues.
Although maybe there's buyouts because of the drone.
All right, bad card. But yeah. Something else I wanted to say regarding this topic.
Well, we currently can't buy Arcane Rising, right?
No, we cannot.
So it's kind of awkward for us as well.
Yeah.
But we have a pretty large assortment of cards on our website anyway, so
we have a healthy stock. But if we didn't, this would be pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically limited print run products. There's also this situation in Pokemon where you like can't get any new release products.
Yeah, we can't get any.
Yeah.
We've been trying to, but impossible.
There's like people asking us if we can sell this or that. We never can. Basically.
I think a lot of card games are like that, but like it's just kind of annoying that that we can't buy anything in basically.
I think the card game business is growing a lot more than I thought it would, or it should, in like this situation where you can't really play card games.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get to keep some of those people that buy as players or as collectors in general.
Yeah.
Like for the long run, but it kind of seems like people are just like investing or temporarily collecting since they have a little bit of extra budget, and then later on they don't have that budget anymore.
Yeah.
Or they lose interest in the hobby or something like that. So
yeah, I think it's most important that if the card game grows, that like the player base also grows with it.
Mhm.
Which that would be a great thing, but I don't know if that's necessarily what is happening here. Anything else I wanted to say on this topic?
I'm kind of done with this topic, I think.
This is the last topic.
This is the last topic. So regarding that, I guess we just switch to the chat view then, and if anyone still has anything to say, make sure to say so. Let's just read a little bit back. Keeping extra stock would be on the consumer storefront. Blah blah blah. Company has limited license to sell the product to customers / distro. Therefore, keeping extra stock for them makes no sense. Yeah, okay.
That
Sure.
could be.
That could be. If that's so, then yeah, nothing to do about it. But that's the issue of like having this license-based kind of company, I guess. You need to have like a lot of trust from your distributor. Like the distributor needs to know that they will sell out at some point, and I feel like a lot of those titles are just a lot of them just floated around in the distro in their storage, and they don't like that.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes having stock that's just there and you spend money for and you're not getting any money for anytime soon, right?
Yeah.
So
just too much of a risk, basically. Kind of a risk assessment thing.
I mean, I can understand why it's hard. Even for us, it's hard to know how much stock we should be buying.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily because of budget constraints, also partially because of budget constraints, but like
it's just a risk versus reward kind of thing.
Yeah, it's for us. It's not worth to stock extra cases of Weiss Schwarz releases, for example.
High risk.
Not that much
not
reward.
Not a huge reward. For example, Flesh and Blood, it's always been like pretty low risk, pretty decent reward.
Yeah, which I don't know if it will stay that way, but
for Final Fantasy, we're still like exploring our grounds, I think.
Yeah, we've had a lot of support, I think. We've sold a lot of sealed product. Well, a lot is different, but for our standards, it was a lot, I guess.
I think it's a lot in general. I mean, if you would compare it to like some kind of local game store, I feel like we would sell more than a local game store. But maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
And I'm happy we got to like quote unquote pay them back.
With the tournament? Yeah,
because the tournament I paid 5 minutes.
Oh shit, he saw a Moogle.
Because cute Moogle. Imagine winning this in a free tournament. We still need to ship this Moogle. But the other 2 Moogles were shipped. But yeah.
But first, it's always important to like kind of keep our customers happy in a way.
Yeah.
And stuff like this really helps with accomplishing that, basically.
Yeah.
What was the topic?
I don't know what the topic is.
Oh, risk of investment.
Ah.
Yeah. And then there's Vanguard, and we actually have no clue how much of a risk of investment this is. We'll find out with the next set.
You're finding out a lot of things by probably the hard way.
Yeah, and just buy stuff, lose money.
I love losing money.
I thought I was the one that loves losing money.
I actually don't love losing money. Ian loves losing money.
Yeah. Give me money so I can throw it away.
If you give Ian money, he will guarantee you he will somehow lose it. Pretty impressive, to be honest.
And yeah. I don't think there's any questions in chat or something. So want to wrap it up then?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, there's not really anything else I want to address at this point.
Okay, so let's wrap it up with a final show, I guess.
Ian loves final sales.
So for Weiss, we are having pre-orders open for Evansfield still. We still have a couple of Kaguya left, I think, but like not an awful lot. We can't pre-order anymore, so we will be having more singles than usual, I think. We will be selling less playsets, more singles, and more sealed. So hopefully that's a better tactic for like going into the future.
Yeah.
For Evansfield, everything is so open, so you can just order anything.
For Seven Deadly Sins.
7 Deadly Sins. Kappa. No. Hopefully we can get like a sales license permit thingy within the Netherlands.
But at the moment, it's not the case.
But right now, not yet. So we don't have anything open.
We can't sell it.
Once it'll be open. We'll announce something in our Discord group. So also join our Discord group. For
He's a good chiller nowadays.
For Vanguard, we still have overdress. The overdress start decks and how's that called?
Genesis of 5 grades.
Yeah. Here's for us to when?
When we can buy
Whenever we can buy them, basically. So like probably 3 months in advance. No.
Is there a release date for LS2 announced? It's not, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. We'll have it at some point. But we don't know when. For Final Fantasy. Well, we'll be restocking more singles for Final Fantasy, I guess is the big thing.
We're expecting it next week, but that's also maybe optimistic.
Yeah, we're not sure. We didn't get all the boxes we wanted, funnily enough.
Yeah, we got a little bit shorted, but that's kind of fine, I guess.
We got everything to fulfill our sealed orders, which is good. But that means we don't have that much stock.
We would have liked to have more singles, basically.
Yeah.
But they're coming in, so
and for Flesh and Blood, we'll have the pre-release event for Monarch. We'll probably have Monarch First Edition singles, funnily.
And we will have Blitz decks as well.
Right.
We currently don't have them listed on the website, but we have them ordered, and we will probably be able to deliver them. But putting it on a website was kind of a yikes, I guess, because we
sold a lot.
We sold way too much. We were scared that we couldn't deliver, like initially. So we were kind of waiting for.
I think we had to stop orders after like half an hour because we got scared.
Yeah, we got so many orders within like 10 minutes. We kept getting mails and it was like, oh no.
We did something horribly wrong.
How do we stop these orders?
I hate it when people order.
Oh my god.
That was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, and then we needed to contact our distro and like, oh.
He was like, please rescue us.
Please tell us that we can actually get this. And now we're still just praying that they're actually getting it.
Yeah.
They told us they probably would be able to, but we're never sure. So we are not selling at the moment, but we will be selling at release once we actually get them in.
Yeah. Is that all the games now covered?
I think that's all.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I guess that's the stream.
Okay.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and whatever. And I think we'll be having this stream up on YouTube for later viewers to watch as well. So, yeah. That's it.
If you want to watch us rant again.
Yay, renting.
Love ranting.
I love renting.
Okay.
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
See you next time with the Pringles pizza review.
Oh. Do we? No, we don't.
No, there's